everyone, and welcome to Club 2 episode 30 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM20 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. So today is Cup Final day in Wales, and we are there against Barry Town, the Connah's Quay Nomads against Barry Town. To say that our preparations haven't been ideal is a little bit of an understatement. The last couple of games of the regular Premier League season didn't really go our way. We got a couple of draws and a loss against today's opposition, Barry Town. They defeated us 3-0 in the last match that we had. Very disappointing. What it meant in terms of the league table is that we secured third place. It's kind of what I expected us to do in the end, really. We were 6 points behind the New Saints and a further 6 points behind Barry Town at the top of the table. But we qualified for a European campaign for next season for Connah's Quay Nomads, which is really positive. It's what I set out to do at the beginning of the season, and we managed to achieve it. So that's really good. But today is all about the Cup Final. And the preparations continue to go from slightly average to slightly worse when we have a look in our squad and realise that we lost our backup striker. Rickards is out for a maximum of 3 weeks, so misses the final today. So that's just meant that we've had to reshape a little bit the bench. Doesn't change our first 11, but impacts the bench slightly. A couple of other little things before we get going. So this is the very last game of this season and also our time at Connah's Quay Nomads. I'm going to be resigning from the club after the game. They don't know that, but the club, but that's what I'm going to be doing. It's time for us to move on and find something new, a new challenge, I feel. I think we've done as much as we can here. So in doing so, I was asked if I would show a little bit about the advancements I've made as a manager. So you can see I'm currently studying for the Continental A license. So I've had a couple of upgrades over the time that we've been at Connah's Quay Nomads. This is my current attribute list for my manager. And you can see that we've upgraded quite a lot since the start of the game, where we were really low down. I can't even remember what we started at now, 6s and 7s maybe. Something like that, I can't remember. But so we are making improvements. Excuse me. I've currently got a 2-star reputation, but that'll go up a little bit more once I've completed the Continental A license. I can't remember how long that's going to take me to do, but we're partway through that. So it's all encouraging. I've been increasing my managerial rating as I've gone. I think I'm ready for the next step. Quite where that next step will be, I don't know. There's a couple of available jobs at the moment that maybe will be interested. If we go and have a look in the current job centre, you can see that the likes of Hearts is probably a little bit beyond me. I have actually applied for that one though. I just wanted to see how high up people would actually entertain me having a chance at an interview even maybe. But we've got a couple of Premier League ones that have just gone off the list that wouldn't give me the time of day. I'm waiting for a championship really. If I could get an English championship or a Scottish championship, then I'd be quite pleased by that. Those are the sorts of areas that I'm looking at. Maybe it'll end up being League One in England, not sure, but somewhere around there. But I'd quite like a Scottish job if I could, but it depends how many become available. But that's for another day, really. Ultimately, today is about the Cup Final. Barry Town have dominated the league from start to finish, really, and eventually won it quite easily, really. They've been top for a long time. And they're going to provide really tricky opposition for us today. The team haven't been at the best of form, as I've already suggested, and so we've got a little bit of a step up to do, really, to actually prove a worthwhile opponent, I think, to Barry. But we can do it. We've proved that in the past in playing them at various points along the way. We have beaten them before, so it's time to try and do it again. So welcome to the episode and welcome to the Welsh Cup Final. So the team that we're going to put out is pretty much the starting 11 that we've settled on for a long time now, minus a couple off the bench because it's a smaller bench that the cup competition has. So it's Fuller in goal, Harden at right back, Owens at left back, Gardner and Bentker in central defence, Hazel, Rogers and Smith in central midfield, Sarmento on the right, Rowlands on the left, Busumbro up top, with Hope, Nichols, Evans, Fenlon and Valentine on the bench. So let's get into today's game, the Welsh Cup Final, and see what happens. So I've told the players they're all born winners and go and prove it and win a trophy, etc. in a very passionate and upbeat kind of way, and didn't really get much of a response, really. But there we go. One of those things. That's the the weirdness of Football Manager occasionally. Obviously, we are neutral venue for this particular game, and we'll see how we cope with them. The last match that we played in the league where we lost 3-0 was just a complete domination by them from start to finish, and we never really got going. So I'm hoping for so much better today. And so far we've kept everything quiet. You can see that we're on par with them in terms of the match stats for the game. But this is the first highlight that we've got, and it's a corner kick for them. The corner comes in and rebounds off the crossbar, and they pick up the loose ball. Unfortunately, our defence didn't clear it. We had a chance again then, but didn't quite take it. But eventually, we do actually get it cleared. Opportunity from the goal kick to build up from back from us. I hope we can do that. In theory, we should be reasonable at keeping the ball. But on that occasion, again, we went long too early. And it's time now for us to settle down a little bit. Busumbru again outdone by the defence, and they get again through on goal. What a great save that was. That was an incredible save. I thought it was past him before he got a hand out to it and parried it round the post for a corner kick. But we are not quite at the races so far. We get to this point and do that too often, and it doesn't come off for us, and it goes back at us. It's something that we've got to slow down a little bit. I'm going to go into our defensive formation because it keeps the ball and slows the pace down and keeps the ball a shorter passing game. So I'm hopeful that will help us out. We get it into their box and they get into a right flap over that, and we nearly had a chance there but couldn't quite find the person to have a strike at goal. Harden down the right, eventually narrowly wide, wasn't it? From Rowlands, I think it was, on this near side. Decent header, cushioned header, and it went narrowly past the post. But you can see that we are holding our own. They've had more shots than we have, definitely. But, in terms of possession, we're doing okay. And the highlights were reasonable, weren't they? We had a couple of chances ourselves. So let's go in there and assertively say we're not doing badly. If everyone continues to work with heart. No, I don't want to say that. Unlucky boys, things are not going quite as well as we want. That's the one we want. Just tell them that we've been unlucky. Let them go out with clear minds, thinking that they've still got a chance in this game, and see if we can nick that one goal that might help us do it. We are still down in terms of a lot of the stats of the game, but still holding our own just about. Barry down the right-hand side, in centrally, and... yeah, there was so much space for him in the middle of the penalty box, wasn't there? I don't really know what happened to our defence. Let's see if we can see. He sits in between the two defenders, and neither one are really taking responsibility for him. And he drops off slightly, finds himself in and around the penalty spot, and has all the time in the world to bury the ball in the back of the net. And we go down 1-0. And this is going to be disappointing if we can't get back in. That's a really good challenge. Come on, boys. Let's see what we can do. A really good quick counter-attack by Sarmento down the right-hand side. Crosses the ball in, but it's too close to the near post. And the goalkeeper just comes out casually and nobody's challenging him. And he plucks the ball out of the air and sets them up for another attack. But a good defensive header by Gardner and sets us off again. But again, we go too early. We're playing our slow pace, short passing game in our defensive formation, and it hasn't been working at all, and we're 2-0 down, and we're going to go straight off that and go into our attacking, and we're going to be demanding more from them, and then we're going to go in and see what substitutions we can make, because I'm not happy with the way this game is going at all. Why on earth is Owens disenchanted rather than trying to find a way to solve it? He's one of our more senior guys. Nichols can come in for him on the left hand side and play there. We've got two 6.3s in Rogers and Sarmento, and we've got a 6.4 up top. We're going to get rid of Sarmento off the right and play Fenlon there, and then we're going to put Will Evans in for Rogers in central midfield to try and secure that area a little bit. Not good enough at all today. Unfortunately, this is our last game and it's going down without really too much of a fight. Obviously against a really good side, they've dominated the league, but you just hope that somehow you'd stay in the game as long as is possible and be able to nick something from them maybe, but it's not happening at all, is it? And here comes another opportunity for them. and they eventually get it back again down the right hand side off the woodwork, I think it was. Partially cleared that time, and again they pick up the loose ball. The 50-50 balls in this game, as in the last episode where we were winning them all, in this game we won absolutely none of them. 72 minutes gone. Let's change something up here because it's not working at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Smith up top, and we're going to play a two-man top line, and we're going to go very attacking. We're going to go off the tiki-taka, and we're going to go route one, and we're just going to batter the defensive line, hopefully, of Barrytown and get something of an opportunity. But it's a bit late in the game now, isn't it? We've got to do something soon. And unfortunately, it's them with the ball. And again, they pick up that loose ball. And again, it's our problem that we're not able to find a way out from our own half really into theirs and maintain possession. There's a chance to do so though. Hazel on the ball, off to Fenland down the right hand side, overlapped there, and he dallies on the ball. He had a perfect opportunity to go wide right there and didn't take it. Rowlands with the cross in, and Basumbra gets the opportunity, but Smith on the follow-up, and that's what we're looking for with those two people up front. Rowlands down the left-hand side gets a really good run in, puts it into Basumbra, who holds the play up enough just to get Smith on the ball. There's a good challenge by Basumbra for the ball. Doesn't quite come off, but Smith on the follow-up, and he gets the chance to bury the ball in the back of the net. Corner kick comes in, and it goes to the top of the pot. Oh, what happened there? Bentker. It flew in, and Bentker had a rebounded effort over the top of the bar, and that was our last effort and our last game at Connah's Quay Nomads. As my voice is beginning to go, we lost in the final to Barrytown, and Barrytown do the domestic double. Fair play to them. They deserve that, I'm sure. They played really well through the season, but it was such a disappointing way to end our time, wasn't it, really? It's been a really interesting time at Connah's Quay Nomads. Let's see what we can do here. I can't fault any of the performances. It was just one of those days. Yeah, let's leave them on a reasonable note there. It's been an interesting time. I've developed as a manager in terms of my attributes, etc., by doing all the coaching courses. We won the Welsh Premier League. We qualified for European campaigns twice in a row. We've left them financially in a much better state than they were. Another small payday for the Welsh Cup. And if we go and have a look, you can see that they've got over £1 million in the bank. And also, before we left, before this game, they offered me a new contract, which I suggested would be better the funds putting somewhere else. So they're upgrading their training facilities as well. So another kind of parting gift from me to them, really, to do that. So yeah, I think we've taken them as far as we can go and left them in a really decent position. I'm very happy with how we've left them. It's just unfortunate on that last day that we couldn't quite bring the trophy home. But there we go. That is our time at Connah's Quay Nomads done. If we go into the profile and go into contract, we can resign from the club immediately and seek a new challenge, and it'll probably come as a bit of a surprise to the club, or they may not even care, who knows. But we've now officially resigned from the club. I quit the D-side stadium, our home for the last few seasons, and they're going to have to find a new way forward, and I'm going to have to do something myself to find a new job as my phone rings. So that's the life of a YouTuber. Occasionally your mother rings you just in the middle of recording an episode, but there we go. Anyway, I think we're almost done here. So just a couple of little bits to wrap up. So the social feed has been changed. We've left our role. We're now unemployed. Currently, as we look at it, these are the jobs available to us. We're probably going to apply for a couple here and there, but I might just sit on it just for a little while and see what happens over the next month of the game in terms of summer differences, whether other managers get sacked, and just see what's around. So if you're interested in keeping up to date with this, this episode goes out on the Tuesday evening through Wednesday. And into Thursday, I'll be probably putting a few updates on Twitter just to let you know where we're up to with it, as now my dog starts choking in the corner rather than my mother calling me. It's all going on here today. But anyway, she's fine down there. But yeah, I'll be putting out some Twitter, some tweets in the next couple of days about possible job opportunities, and maybe giving a chance for people to decide with me what they would like me to do. It depends how it all pans out. If I get offered one job and that's the only thing that's available, I'll probably take it. If there's multiple, I'll give you an opportunity to have your say, possibly. But if you're not on my Twitter stream, come over to that. It's at the United City FM. So come over to Twitter and sign up for that and follow me there. And let's see what happens in terms of finding a new job. But that'll do it for today. Next episode, brand new team, brand new circumstance. Who knows where we will be and what we'll be up to. But I hope you'll join me for it. If you're enjoying the series, subscribe to the channel. If you like this particular episode and the series so far, then please click a like on this particular episode. But until next time, take care of yourselves. I will see you very soon, and bye for now.